State of Play.
Minus
except for one.
The biggest one. And
the one that no one expected to get. Especially not 20 minutes of straight gameplay.
Man, the fact that they opened with Wolverine for 10 or 11 minutes, and then you were right, 23 minutes at the end, full gameplay of God of War Lao Fei. And I made sure to look up how they expect you to pronounce that ahead of this, and it is Lao Fei. And look, we're already 34 minutes in, and I feel we could literally skip over the rest and talk about all the discourse around this game. We are not going to do that. All we're going to say, because we both agree unequivocally, this is going to be amazing. Okay, welcome back for episode 33, double threes.
And this one
is
not nostalgia.
It is not. There's nothing nostalgic about this.
There's not a single thing. The only nostalgic thing, we'll get to it, is there might be
remasters. Remakes, remasters.
Yeah, and the fact that this is what we used to do back in the GameStop days. Just watch all the game conferences.
Straight up. Yeah, so we alluded to this last week. We are a little bit behind. I acknowledge that a lot of folks do their content. I talked about this on a TikTok that I just recorded, actually.
To be fair, we're recording it technically after the last press conference because the direct came out today.
100%. So we're recording this. I think it's funny. I spent so much time in our previous episodes to make it seem like we were recording it live, by referencing things appropriately timing-wise.
Everyone knows we don't record it live.
Yeah, and we're recording this literally on the 9th, right after the direct. Obviously, you are listening to this on the 16th or thereafter, but we are, a week late, but we are talking about our story mode today is I Think We're Back, which I think is super valid. I feel like that phrase gets used in a lot of different ways, but I totally think of John Wick. When Keanu Reeves is like, yeah, I think I'm back. No, that's what I'm thinking. And, we're going to be covering everything from the last week that was basically...
let me tell you, there was a lot of good stuff released.
I can't remember.
Even wait till we get to Nintendo because...
Well, I know that was and several people I've been blowing up today about that. But this is the closest thing we've had to an E3 since E3 died. We had the Nintendo the Sony State of Play, the Summer Game Fest, Xbox Showcase, and then today, June 9th, so a little bit ago from when you're listening to this, the Nintendo Direct, which I had been saying, there's no way Nintendo's not going to get in on all this, and because literally they announced it on Monday the 8th.
And they showed some things.
Oh,
they showed some things.
Now, I will say we do have a couple side quests planned for the episode. Now loading, which is our social media trend side quest, and that one, if we get to these, is going to be blind ranking staple gaming years. So we have a various number of years. We're going to rank them 1 to 5, and then we have checkpoint chat, which we're halfway through the year. And also now we'll talk through kind of what we are thinking about Game Award nominees and things like that. Now, again, there is so much content to talk about, and we don't want to rob time from talking about these things.
This is one of the few episodes that we are going to focus heavily
on our story mode.
Just the story mode, and because there's so much content and so much to come. We've said from the beginning, this podcast, as much as it is nostalgia, there will be times we kind of did it with the Pokemon episode. We did talk about nostalgic stuff for Pokemon, but we talked about everything upcoming.
100%. So this is the first time that we may not have side quests, but that's okay. We want to make sure we cover everything. But if we've got the time, we will jump into those side quests as well. But other than that, I even think, I think we've got everything set up for the press start. We can go right in.
Let's start talking about games.
Yep. So let's go ahead and jump into our story mode. I think we're back. Go ahead.
All right. So I was just going to say, I think I have some notes for this one.
Well,
where's my good ones?
Well,
definitely too hard for Chase. Also Lord. Too hard for Chase.
Well, okay. Well,
Also too hard for Chase.
first of all right. So we're gonna go in order. All right. So we're gonna start with the state of play. Because Sony State of Play was the first of these 4 different events that occurred. Now, everyone knows, or at least I think everyone knows, I am a self-proclaimed Sony fanboy. There is no doubt about it. I love all things Sony. I am personally torn on which event was the best, despite being a Sony fanboy.
Yes, because as we're going to talk about the state of play first, I still think Nintendo's Direct this year was fantastic. Xbox, I've watched a lot of the way through Xboxes. I didn't get to watch it live.
Yeah. The only one. So I watched and streamed State of Play live, and there was a lot that came up. In general. Now look. Disclaimer, if we don't talk about every single thing across all of these events, don't come for us. It's we're just going through kind of some of the staple highlights, and it may not necessarily be in order, except for leaving the obvious things for later. But I will tell you that when they unveiled Until Dawn 2 during that state of play, first of all, Until Dawn was not on my radar for the state of play. Like going into the state of play, going into any of these, you have expectations and what you expect to be revealed, what you expect to be talked about.
But on top of that, there's so much that you don't expect.
Yeah, and that's how Until Dawn was. When they showed that Until Dawn trailer, it didn't take long for me to realize it was Until Dawn. Like a lot of folks, like when I saw reacts on TikTok, it wasn't until that dude, the curator, or I think that might be Dark Anthology, but the guy who we all know who he is showed up at the end. They were like, "Oh, it's Until Dawn," but the fact that they have Neil Newbon in it, I mean, Neil is kind of. I mean, Neil and Ben Starr are becoming these, and Jennifer English, and they are becoming these textbook Laura Baileys, Troy Bakers, that historically show up in everything.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with
now. I mean, did you say something about Carl Urban?
Well, no, not yet. No, but we'll get.
Okay, I just wanted to break because speaking of that, he's starting to pop up in a lot of stuff too.
Dude, he's already in everything acting wise, and then now, yeah. Well, but no, Until Dawn 2 surprised the heck out of me because I love Until Dawn. Like, and I don't know if you've played it. I know probably not
played through it. I don't know if I've ever beat it. That one, Detroit Become Human. There's a couple of them that I like that I've played.
Yeah.
But I know that it won. Until Dawn won awards, didn't it?
I think so. I think so.
I think it didn't win Game of the Year.
No.
But it definitely, I know it won some stuff at the Game Awards.
So the second one, I mean, again, all-star cast. It was not one I was expecting. But, I mean, it's a fairly recent Sony IP, so I guess I shouldn't have been surprised. But another one, though, that kind of surprised me, and we're talking legacy. Now, it wasn't necessarily Sony exclusive per se, but that Stuntman Hollywood. Like, dude, when I was watching that trailer, and it's funny, everyone reacted the same way. Like, oh, is this Need for Speed? Is this, because we haven't had a Need for Speed.
You know what I thought when I first watched it? I thought it was Burnout.
So I went through a Need for Speed moment, then I went through a Burnout moment.
When I started seeing stuff blow up and crash, I immediately was like, oh, it's Burnout.
Yeah, and what really made me be like, hold on, it was all the licensing. Like, technically that Supra at the beginning and the scene is very obviously reminiscent of Fast and Furious. But look, I love those movies, and the vinyl on the side of that Supra was not the same vinyl from the actual Supra in Fast and Furious. So that I was like, okay, they're just trying to copy, but not truly. But when you see Kit, and then you see the DeLorean,
that's what threw me off. I saw Kit, and then I saw the DeLorean, and I was like,
and then Death Race,
not Burnout.
And so Stuntman, dude, I remember playing that on PS2. Like, it very much, I think the closest thing we've had recently to it was a game called Split Second that was really good, but that one completely threw me for a loop. completely threw me for a loop.
One that I don't see on here, but I actually thought it looked like it has capabilities. The Kamori game. Do you know which game I'm talking about?
I think so.
The 3-player, it's co-op. It's a 3-player co-op game. It's the one where you go and fight yokai and you can get their abilities and kind of go through. What made me what I thought was cool about it was the fact it was 3-player co-op. But it's the one that they showed, and all it is you basically go around fighting yokai, and as you fight them, you can sign contract with them and stuff like that, and get it to where like you can fly and you can do some crazy dash or get different abilities and use different yokai abilities and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the fact that it's 3-player co-op, it seems like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and and I will say it seems that. And not that I play a lot of games with folks. We just had this conversation. I really do play primarily single player. But I will say, if I could get schedules to align, I would be totally for co-op games. 100%. So I would be totally for that one. Because I did forget about that. I do think we go ahead and talk about how they started. Because that was the super obvious thing. Like they had already said, the state of play was going to be a Wolverine showcase.
Yep. And the first, 10 minutes or so, that's...
And I will say, I was very happy that it was only about 10, 11 minutes because I was like, God, man, they're going to take 20, 25 minutes on this game. And who knows, and it was only 10, I think it was 11 or 12 minutes tops.
The whole thing about it, man, the game looked gorgeous, and on top of that, the amount of carnage in it was insane.
Oh,
the blood
and
I know everybody was upset about the why is this costume healing?
Oh my God,
and stuff like that. And I was like, man.
You know what's funny is I saw a thing on Facebook about that, and the way it described it was, look, Wolverine takes several back shots, and then it talks about how his suit heals. The comments are like, wait a minute, Wolverine's taking what? and look, I get that. And look, they can sign it off however they want. I don't care. I'm not that person who's going to nitpick a freaking detail like that. But, dude, first off, the fact that it is single-player, linear, they're not trying to open world it like Spider-Man, I was a little nervous about that. I would have played it and loved it regardless. But, dude, you're right. The carnage in it, loved it.
Insane. Well, and even seeing who came in was it Jean Grey?
Jean Grey, yeah.
Jean Grey coming in and seeing how they're gonna show the partnerships and stuff through everything. That was cool.
Yeah, and I'm still convinced what we're gonna see with Wolverine is so it's not gonna be open world, but what I bet is each level or stage will be open. I hate to use this comparison. I think I did it in our group chat. But the Avengers game, as much as people hated it, fun game. But each time you'd go into a level, it was kind of open-ended. And you had, random little tasks you could do and stuff. But it was still, go through, complete your objective, continue the story. But I bet they do that. But the carnage, graphically, it looked beautiful. I liked the damage stuff. I'm not going to get tied up, like I said, into the whole, he took taking these back shots and then he's healing his suit, Dude, they can explain that away with nanites or whatever. But because it was, dude, when we had our episode at the end of the year last year, Wolverine was my most anticipated game of 2026. I mean, I think I have changed that now. But it is still a highly anticipated game. And, I mean, it's September, I think, 25th, which, I think it's insane. I mean, a lot of the games we're going to talk about are September. September is going to be a bloodbath for new releases.
Yeah, except for there's so many games that I'm never going to be able to play them all.
Oh, my God, dude. Backlogs are about to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Now, I will say something that I think is starting to become a trend again that I am completely okay with are developers dropping demos. I mean, the whole reason
we had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
The whole reason I bought Pragmata, demo. Well, Capcom is like the flagship person on this because
Yeah.
they dropped an Onimusha demo with a date and everything, which it's also September. So again, September is going to be a bloodbath. I've played that demo.
Actually, I think it comes out the day after Wolverine or something like that.
It's a week
Because
after.
I think Wolverine. Well, I think Wolverine is the 24th or 20 something.
Yeah, it is. So Wolverine is on the the 15th.
So, and then the following week is Onimusha.
Yep,
Onimusha.
Yeah, Onimusha, and another one that we'll talk about, but Control Resonant is off. Is also a week after that.
Yeah. So Control Resonant, dude, that game.
Yeah, but Onimusha, there's a demo. If you haven't played it, play the demo. It's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Not everyone is anti-demo like your brother, but it was something.
I mean, you got to get it. Like,
no,
I also like demos. That's the whole reason I bought Dragon Quest. But I get it. Like, I get the play it for 30 minutes, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, now I gotta wait 2 months for the game to come out.
I get his methodology. I will only play demos if it's something like this. Like I don't really know much about how the gameplay is going to be and all that, and I can just get a feel for it. Pragmato is another good example. Dragon Quest, another good example. But
Dragon Quest, the best thing about Dragon Quest, and I don't know, I think you said it happens with this one too, is everything you do in the demo carries over. Like I finished, like everyone, we talked before, the whole reason I bought Dragon Quest is because of the Dragon Quest demo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I bought but I played Dragon Quest and I put like 5 or 6 hours in the demo and all of that time carried over.
Yeah, that's the thing. Either it needs to be a quick 30-minute demo just to give me the vibes. 2, it needs to be continued progression. Final Fantasy 16 did that as well. And where Wayne talked about multiplayer games, same thing. If your stuff doesn't carry over, it's like, what's the point? So I get it, but Onimusha dropped a demo that was outstanding. We did get, which I think I think this had already come out before the State of Play, but the Tomb Raider, Legacy of Atlantis, the remake of the OG, got pushed to 2027.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I brought up too, like, so your end of the year is always packed, and there's a game that was not showed, and me and Chase actually talked about it before this podcast started, talking about GTA's coming out this year. Everyone knows that.
Yes.
They're not going to push it again. There's a lot of games that we're talking about, and me and Wayne have had this conversation too. This game this year, no matter there's a very, very low chance, no matter how good these games are, that a single one will do half of what GTA does.
Oh, agreed. I mean, if we're talking...
Because GTA is GTA. I brought it up beforehand. I don't know how it wasn't talked about somehow. Chase said that he's heard some stuff about it. Maybe them not starting their real marketing until July.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't start until July. Now, with that being said, this game was made... I mean, it's being remade by Amazon Studios. So it's being remade by the same people who made 007. 007 was fantastic.
Oh, dude.
We both talked about it. Like, I'm not super far into it, but I played enough to know.
Yeah.
And then...
Well, and the thing is, you look at the calendar of games coming out, there is like one game coming out in November aside from GTA, and it's like a Barbie game of some kind.
Nothing's going to release in November. Not a single game is going to release in November, but Grand Theft Auto 6.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. But Tomb Raider getting pushed to 27, I'll tell you exactly why I am okay with this is because...
You have too many other games coming out this year?
Exactly, dude. Like my backlog is going to be absurd. Absurd.
I've always said I think that there's a lot of games, like I know Xbox did when we get to a couple of them were like early 2027 or stuff like that. Like they didn't give a release date. They just said that they're coming in early 2027.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So there's usually such a... This year was the rare occurrence where the beginning of the year, and there's not really a drought at all this year.
No.
Like there's a lot of times, like you have games that come out like November, and then you have a couple games that'll come out like February, March, and then you really don't have anything until like August.
Yeah, this is the first year, like I'm historically able to go back to my backlog or something like that. I have pretty much gone game to game to game to game all year.
Well, the only game that even you, like, you're technically playing games that have been out for a little bit now.
Yes. Like now, you're right.
Like right now, but you only had about a 2-week span to do that.
I have a 3-week window from when I just finished. I finished Lego Batman in 007, and we've got 3 weeks until Assassin's Creed Black Flag comes out, and I am now playing Rebirth to beat it. So I mean, but that's it. We're talking 3 weeks before the next game.
Well, and then it goes right back in. You have that Assassin's Creed comes out in July. What was it that we talked about that comes out in August? There's a game that comes out in August. Like,
oh yeah,
and then after August, you have September. We just talked about how good of a month September is going to be for games. October for me, which we'll get into later. There's a trilogy that's being remastered that's coming out in October. There's other like from here on to the rest of the year. Like, me and Chase were talking the other day about how I only have a couple months I have to do some stuff, and then I can start getting back into my backlog. That's all out of the window.
Nope.
Everything that I'm going to play now, like there's so much coming out this year that I'm like, man, I just need to sit down and just play.
And that's the thing. After we get through all of the sessions, one of the last things that we'll talk about today is looking forward specifically and what our tops are. Yes, but we're going to look through 2026 and talk through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like what we're most anticipated for 2026, as well as next year.
Yeah,
whatever we might do.
Now,
back to Tomb Raider, like what I was going to say is like it has the capabilities of being fantastic.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
Like,
now,
creators, Amazon's done really well, to be honest.
Yeah, and the thing is, what this is going to do, because they announced 2 Tomb Raiders. This is a remake of the OG, full from the ground up, and then Catalyst, which is a brand new one. I guarantee if their fiscal years work like most, where they do July 1 through June 30th, we could get 2 Tomb Raiders next year, technically. Now, I bet they push it over until 28, but we could get Legacy of Atlantis in the equivalent of their Q3, Q4, and then their Q1 or Q2, we get Catalyst. Now, you started off talking about your notes and games that are too hard for Chase. This was one.
Control Resident?
They announced. Well, no.
Oh no, Phantom Blade.
Phantom Blade 0 got a date.
All right, so my comment beside Phantom Blade is
too hard for Chase.
We talked about it at the Game Awards. Definitely too hard for Chase.
100%. It's Souls-like, and I suck at those things.
This game looks fun.
It does.
Like, it looks... I don't know if it's going to be as hard as your typical like Dark Souls and stuff like that. To me, it looks like it's Devil May Cry, but a little bit harder.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It'll be one. I know it's a day one for Howie, as far as I know. And he knows how I handle those, and he will literally be able, like when he got Elden Ring and everyone was talking about it. I asked him. I said, "Dude, am I gonna have FOMO with Elden Ring?" He's like, "No." I said, "You won't like it. It's too hard. Just don't even waste your money." I was like, "Okay." So he'll be able to tell me whether or not I can.
Yeah, because there's no easy mode. You're not going to like it.
Shh. Hush. Don't be hating on my easy mode stuff. It's funny you say it. The whole reason I've decided to go back to Rebirth is because they did an update where basically it like max levels you so I could just play and enjoy the story. So that's the whole reason I decided. Yeah. But a couple others for September, though. So Control Resident, we talked about it already. It kind of came up organically, but Control Resident.
You want to know what my note is beside Control Resident? I just looked at it.
What was it? Is it the accessibility stuff?
Looks trippy. Don't do it on mushrooms.
Dude, any Remedy game, do not play on mushrooms. None of them.
I looked down, or I remember writing that.
Yeah. No, dude. Every Remedy game is so trippy, and technically Alan Wake 2 is one of my backlog games. But, dude, the first Control, you love Star Wars, and you basically have Jedi powers. It is such a fun game, and Resident looks to just be basically Control on steroids or mushrooms, and going to be so much better. But it's another September game.
I was just going to say, even going outside of that, Ace Combat.
Yeah, I would say another September game.
But Ace Combat, man, if that's one of them I will play eventually, just because, kind of have a
Dude,
little thing with planes.
oh,
And
exactly. Well, and I have played every Ace Combat. I'm not going to say I've beaten everyone. I usually play those for a while. It scratches the itch, and then I kind of move on.
that's what I was gonna say. You just that's not one that you'll play to like beat or anything like that. You'll just play to mess around, do some missions on it, and then I know Scott usually plays all the way through them.
Yeah, I think 7.
He used to have a flight stick and everything.
Well, and that's the thing. So did I, but it is something that has gotten lost in the mix of all of my shenanigans. So I will say, like, I may buy another flight stick because I do love playing those with the flight stick. But it's another one. It's a week after. So we have Wolverine. We'll talk through the dates, but Wolverine, Control Resident, Onimusha, Ace Combat, and another one that they talked about that no one was expecting that is a September date was a new Silent Hill. And Silent Hill Townfall.
The game looks wild.
It does. And I will say, I had a hunch that it was Silent Hill when it started, but I'm not into super scary games. Like, frankly, the only horror game I play is Resident Evil. But I know Silent Hill has a huge following. Technically, Silent Hill started with Kojima. You think I'd be obsessed with it, but I just don't do horror very much. I know we talked about, and I think it's 26 as well. I didn't put the date on here because I think this was one of the ones that I just jotted down really quick. But changing gears from some of these AAA titles, not that it's not a AAA, but that new Rayman game.
The Rayman, I texted you about that when I did it.
Yes,
I remember that because it's a remake.
Yeah, and it is, so Legends Retold, it's October 1st. So it is also this year.
That game was one of them. I remember playing that game, and that is a game we've talked about them before, like where you could just sit down, turn your brain off, and just play.
Yep.
It's a side scroller. It's just fun. Like,
fun,
that's all
fun
it's
platformer.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now flipping back to the scary stuff though, dude, that trailer for that new IP called Ill. So again, I don't like scary games.
The game looked cool though.
Dude, it, like, my brain when I was watching that, like, I was thinking to myself, are they bringing back Condemned? You remember that from the 360 era?
Do you know what my note beside it? Do you know what I brought up?
Mm-mm.
Do you know what it reminded me of at first when I started watching it? And then I was like, no, because it was always Xbox, which is funny because it was shown on Xbox. It kind of like had a Metro vibe to it.
Yeah. So agreed.
So that's what I went to, and then I was like, well, no, that's always been an Xbox game. And then they said it was a new IP and started going on it. But what I was going to bring up is like I said, it's just creepy.
Yeah,
like the game itself just looked creepy.
It took me back to when Howie first bought the 5D audio PlayStation headphones. And was like, hey, I want you to play this game. And he had me play Outlast.
I remember him doing that. He tried to do it to everybody.
It scared the crap out of me, But it was gorgeous. Like, it looked really good. Now, they also announced, which Howie's been on my ass about playing this game, but I'm concerned my PC wouldn't handle it, which is why I haven't bought it. But, Dune Awakening is, coming to PS5. And with it coming on PS5, they're making a single-player mode, which is perfect for me.
The other thing, so that game is one that I don't know if I'll play it. It's right up your alley. I get it. But a game that you don't have on here that I wanted to bring up, the Lost Wild game.
The RuneScape?
The dinosaur game? No, the dinosaur game.
I did forget about the dinosaur game.
Yeah, that game like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. They're pretty fantastic, to be honest with you. So
I forgot about that. I thought that was going to be the Jurassic Park.
I think it has the capabilities of being really good. I actually watched a clip of our one and only Mr. Peanut, and he was talking about the game because he talks about dinosaur games all the time.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you know this. Well, he plays Ark all the time in his downtime.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things he does. Well, he brought it up, and I didn't think about it until I started like watching it and like realizing that he was right. It needs to be a co-op game, and I don't think it's going to be.
No, and that's the thing. They technically were supposed to do a Jurassic Park, very specific crafting survival game. We haven't heard anything about that. That's what I thought this was.
But I mean, I'll probably end up playing it because it's a Dino game. I don't think they said anything about like release date or anything like that. I think it's going to be next year.
Yeah, I did forget about that.
So,
but no, the Dune Awakening. Before I lose the thought, so that massive. It's supposed to be an MMO crafting survival, and they've like realized that's not the direction they need to go. So they're going to put the single player mode in it, but you can still like play with other people. So that one, like I said, Howie's been on me about it, so I'm excited about that. But in line with that, they also announced that RuneScape Dragon Wilds, another kind of open world crafting survival game, is coming to PS5.
Well, it's going to be, I think what's crazy to me about this one, because we are going to talk about all consoles, this was shown in a lot of the press conferences. It was in Nintendo. It was in Sony. I think it was in State of Playing. The Game Fest?
I think it was in Game Fest.
It was in everything but Xbox, I think.
Yeah. And the thing is, I got that on my PC. I had to change the settings because my stuff's outdated. But I did enjoy it. But the fact that I can plug and play on a console, I'll probably check it out. I say probably loosely because of everything else coming out. I probably won't. I'm not going to have the time or patience for a survival crafting game with everything else coming out. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say one of the last games that I think we're going to talk about from Sony, the Marvel game.
Yeah,
they've been talking about this Marvel Token, or however, I don't know how that's actually how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
The thing about this game, one, me and you had this conversation after the State of Play. They need there hasn't been a real fighting game
Evo competitive game.
Fighting game come out since MK1 and MK1 launched. Heck, I think it's been almost 3 years since MK1 came out, and there hasn't been a real true, because your big fighting games are still MK and Fighters came out how long ago?
Exactly.
So this has the capabilities of bringing back Fighters.
Yeah.
I also put on my note in that one, of course, was
Too Hard for
Sonic Fox runs everything.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. So what I mean by that is, I don't know if any of you all remember our esports.
We're gonna have two Dr. Dooms doing the same combos back and forth.
But we're gonna have we brought this up on our esports episode. Sonic Fox, who runs fighting games, he's literally won Evo for every big fighting game at some point within the last 10 years.
That is the guy with the two Vegetas, right?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah.
But that game alone, I like how they're doing it too, how they're kind of showing everything, and how they're slowly. Which the next one, I think the only team that they said that they haven't announced yet is, I think, Ghost Rider is the main person of it.
Yeah, I mean,
was who it was,
and that one's August. I mean, that's probably one of the soonest ones. Now, look, Sony's.
Well, there's real quick too. There's one other game that you didn't do. So Bungie is now closing Destiny servers.
Oh yeah.
Marathon.
Yeah, just season 2 stuff, I think, is what it was, right?
Well, no, it's not actually released yet. It's not released. Everything that they've done has been playtest betas.
I don't think.
I'm pretty sure.
No, that's not right. Yeah,
because I remember. Well, I know that I remember watching a bunch of streams for it, because you were trying to get beta codes for it and stuff for it.
Yeah,
but I remember. But that was 2 months ago.
Yeah, no, Marathon released earlier this year. All the stuff in the State of Play was regarding their season 2. Game.
Maybe I looked at it.
Yeah, no, the game's been out since
everyone
March.
that I watched played it for a day, and then no one played it again.
Yeah,
I didn't like the way it looked at all. But I thought it was all still in beta and it wasn't released yet.
No. That the art style is kind of squirrely.
It's that, and just the way it plays, what it is trying to be versus what it actually is. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it came out March 5th. So all the stuff from that, but you are right, because Sony is putting a lot of focus on that with Bungie. They bought Bungie for this.
And you're shutting down the game that's been going for,
that has
Destiny 2's been
that has more concurrent players than
years.
Marathon right now.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to bring that up because that was the other thing.
Oh yeah,
but I think that's literally pretty much every game that was talked about at state of play.
Minus
except for one.
The biggest one. And
the one that no one expected to get. Especially not 20 minutes of straight gameplay.
Man, the fact that they opened with Wolverine for 10 or 11 minutes, and then you were right, 23 minutes at the end, full gameplay of God of War Lao Fei. And I made sure to look up how they expect you to pronounce that ahead of this, and it is Lao Fei. And look, I mean, we're already 34 minutes in, and I feel we could literally skip over the rest and talk about all the discourse around this game. We are not going to do that. All we're going to say, because we both agree unequivocally, this is going to be amazing. Like, the
game's going to play fantastic.
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Well, and even like I was talking to Wayne about it today, actually, and he was like, yes. Am I upset that Kratos is not who you're playing as? Yes, because that is God of War. However, he's going to play this game, and he's still going to love it, and he's still going to play it.
And he's still going to buy a PS5 for it. Yeah, and
exactly. Like, that's what...
No, I was fully prepared. And look, Wayne's going to listen to this and probably hit me in the chat about it. I was fully prepared to lash out on him when he was like, oh, no, man, it's God of War. I got to play as Kratos. I was like, no, you better back up. But luckily, he recovered very quickly. Because there is zero valid... Any time I see someone post content that says that, I have no desire to listen to your opinion. Like, you're just fueling more hate and stuff that's irrelevant. The game looks great. The gameplay looks like a fusion of the OGs plus the new one. Lore-wise, it makes sense to play.
Well, and that's what we actually talked about that too today. That's something else I was going to bring up. Like, the lore-wise makes sense because this takes place in a parallel universe to
with
God of War and God of War Ragnarok. Like, it's taking place as it goes. And there was parts of it, like he was... Obviously, Wayne's way more into it, like this lore and stuff, than I am for this game.
Yeah.
So he was like, because I brought up, I was like, that first scene, it's the scene from God of War, like the remake or the for it and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, and he was like, yeah, that's the scene, that's that scene, and then there's another scene in the game for that God of War where you go to the other world and you see her, and.
Yeah,
you're gonna have that scene in this game.
Yeah, it is gonna be, and then to find out that the Cube is voiced by Jack Quaid, who played Huey in The Boys, outstanding. And of course, for me, I just met Deborah Ann Wall like 2 months ago, so and I have an autographed Faye photo, which made me very happy. But hands down, like Sony closed this thing out. And the fact that they're showing gameplay, like, it's going to be 2027.
Well, that right there shows that it's been being worked on for a while.
And that's what blows my mind, and I think why no one expected it. The rumors just started heavily about this a couple months ago. Like, that they were going to make a game about Faye. And, of course, everyone was up in arms when they heard about it. And for them to release that much content, you're exactly right. It's been in development.
They've been working on it for a while.
Exactly. So. Let's jump from...
I was going to say, that pretty much does it for Sony's portion.
Yep.
So let's go to...
We're going to jump into what was next, which was the Summer Game Fest. Now, Summer Game Fest technically was a whole weekend, but their big thing was on Friday. And it was like a 2-hour... I think it was a 2-hour event. Basically like a mini game awards, essentially. And they had a lot. They had a whole lot. They opened... All right, I almost don't want to start with the opening because it's one of their big ones.
But we're going to because that's what they opened with, so we'll say it.
They opened. Capcom just throwing bangers out left and right with the Code Veronica remake. And I will say, the whole time, I was like, I think is this Resident... I don't know. Like, I wasn't sure, to be completely honest. But, dude, when they turned Claire's face and, like, even with the V and then the R, I was like, is it? Oh.
It is.
Like, I can't believe they opened with that. Like, that.
Yeah.
Because Capcom.
Well, that would have been one that they could have possibly closed with. And
100%.
Everyone would have been like, oh, man, yeah, like that. Like, they would have been excited about it.
Dude, it is something. Capcom, they are on a generational run of games. I mean, this year, and then the fact that that's hitting next year, like, I can't think of any studio that's more consistent right now, like across the board.
They've been good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I will tell you that there's a couple games that we're going to get to that I'll talk about, but the one that got me the most, and I knew it, believe it or not, as soon as the game started, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is. The Wolf Among Us 2. And the remaster. They came out and showed everything with Wolf Among Us 2, and then go, oh, by the way, here, we're going to have a remaster for the first one so you can play through it. So that was one of them that caught me off guard that I was not ready for.
And I saw that as a lot of people's like long shot wish list on TikTok. So the fact that was one surprised me too.
Yeah, Wolf Among Us, the remaster I think is either getting ready to come, or it comes out like in the next month or so. Like it's coming out, I think.
Yeah, it is soon.
Because I know they said Wolf Among Us 2 is 2027. Yeah,
it's all they've got right now is holiday of 26, but they don't have a firm date.
So it'll be late this year. But that's a game that you can play. You can beat the whole game in like 8-10 hours because of the way it plays. Because it's the Telltale game where you just make decisions and it changes. It's like Dispatch.
Exactly. Yes.
You can literally beat that game in like 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you. I actually haven't. I've played several Telltale games. Like I played all the Walking Deads. I've dabbled in like the Tales of the Borderlands and Game of Thrones and Batman. I've actually only played the Wolf Among Us for maybe an hour.
You need to play it. Yeah. You need to play it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
the detective side of it. I mean, it's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
And I love those games. And that's one that surprised me too when I saw that. Well, now I will say,
surprised though, because you haven't played that when it's literally basically just like watching a movie. And
I know. I know. I mean, it was a timing thing. I will say, so State of Play I watched live, but Summer Game Fest I only got to watch like half of it. Dude, when you sent me the text about the Virtual Fighter announcement, and you're like, dude, they've got Carl Urban doing a voice in Virtual Fighter. I was like, what is this guy not doing? We've already talked about him in previous episodes about movies and TV and all that. He just did Johnny Cage.
Well, it's funny too. We were talking about this, like how we just talked about it with the State of Play, how they don't really have a lot of fighting games. Now you have 2 fighting games that are coming out not too long from each other to kind of bring it back. So, used to you would have a different type of fighting game come out every year.
Every couple years, like you'd see a rotation between like Virtual Fighter, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. I just had one. Oh, Dead or Alive. I think they're working on a new one of those. Yeah. But now Alien Isolation 2 was also announced. I don't do the horror stuff, and I'm not huge on. Look, when it comes to Alien
Isolation 1 made a lot of it did really well.
My whole thing when it comes to Alien and Predator, I prefer Predator. So I'm not super into the Alien lore, but I can appreciate it. Now look, I'll be honest.
The one this one caught me by surprise, and I knew what it was as soon as they got there. They started playing it, and I looked at it, and I said, "There's no way that's what this is."
Well,
and sure enough,
so the Last Ronin. I
have rumors about it.
Yeah. So here's the thing with the Last Ronin game. They announced a couple years ago at the same time that they were going to do a live action Last Ronin movie. And they were talking to Judith Hoag, the OG April O'Neil, to they were going to base it in that world of the old movie. And they announced that they were going to be working on a game, but that they didn't say, any specifics. The movie got scrapped last year. And I kind of was giving up hope on the game. And the fact that Paramount has made a game division, first off, the amount of licenses that Paramount holds, I don't know what other kind of games we're going to get from them. But
I just hope that they're good.
Well,
so you had the Amazon did the same thing, and Amazon is they're proving it so far.
And that's the thing. I will say what's different. Amazon, I think, is just publishing, where Paramount appears to have made a studio, but maybe it's still publishing because ultimately, Platinum Games is who's working on this. Yeah. That's who did Bayonetta. So that blew my mind. I
wasn't ready for it, but like I said, as soon as it started talking and as soon as it started showing stuff on screen, I was like, is this Last Ronin? Like, is that what this is? And then it said something else, and it said like, and you've lost your brothers or something like
Yeah,
that.
and
I was like,
it showed the Sai, and then you saw the hockey
yeah,
mask,
and then I'm like, oh my god, it is. Like, that's exactly what this is. It's Last Ronin.
yeah.
And then sure enough, it came over and said it, and I was like, wow, like, okay.
Yeah. Now, they also had some new Cuphead announcements. Cuphead is a hard platformer. It's too hard for me. But
Wayne, I was watching Wayne and our buddy Berm play Cuphead not that long ago. And they were getting so frustrated. But yeah, I remember them playing through it. That's a game that, well, and the thing about the Cuphead is they're making a new game, which, cool, that's fantastic. The show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other announcement, is the show.
Well, and then I think they have like a 2D or something coming out this year, and then the new game was going to be next year.
Yeah.
Now, the Stranger Than Heaven announcement.
I thought it was Yakuza.
So did I.
Like, I thought it was straight Yakuza. Like, 100%. He stood up, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, it's another Yakuza game.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you see Snoop Dogg in the background, and I was like,
and Tupac,
why is Snoop Dogg in a Yakuza game?
And
hey, now, I know you didn't watch this one live because we were talking during this. I watched this live. They ended it with Tupac walking out of the back, and I'm like,
Snoop Dogg.
Oh my god, no.
In the trailer, yes.
In the trailer,
yes. Yeah.
No. In that trailer, Tupac walked out of the back, in the trailer, and I was like at first he walked out, and I was like, is they really just put Tupac in the game?
Yeah.
And then they brought Snoop Dogg out on stage and started talking to him and was like, yeah, Tupac, like, and I was like, oh, they really did.
Yeah, because I guess he's tied to the estate or something like that.
Yeah.
Now I'll be curious. It's probably general third person, action game, but
I think it's still going to play a lot like Yakuza.
Yakuza, yeah.
That's what I think.
Now we all know that Howie was super fired up. Well,
Howie's not played Street Fighter 6 probably at all, but he's getting ready to play it for the next 3 months straight, no stopping, only one character.
And trust me, there's many other things about Summer Game Fest where Howie is very excited, but the fact that Tifa's coming to Street Fighter, definitely fired up. Also fired up about the next announcement. I know Howie was a huge fan of, and I still need to play it, but the first Stellar Blade, where Eve.
Yeah, these actually the next like 3 or 4 Howie. I know how he played because I know.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, because I know he played outside of that, like Stellar Blade. I don't know much about Stellar Blade. Like, it's not my type of game.
My buddy Brian played it as well. Apparently, he said it was like a Souls-like light. He told me I'd probably like it, but he did say it was kind of hard. I know why Howie loves it, but they're doing a sequel to that. Now this also had some discourse because the protagonist is different from the first game, and there's some issues there. But
well, and even moving on from Stellar Blade, Power World. Scott, I played Power World a little bit when it came out. I had a lot of fun with it. Scott plays Power World. I think he still was playing it. He was playing it with our buddy from the shop a little bit.
Yeah,
he was talking about it.
They're doing. I mean, you talk about knocking on Nintendo's door. Like, they are walking such a fine line.
But they've already been. Apparently, they've already been to court and been sued and everything for it and won.
Yeah.
So
more power to them. Now, I didn't get to watch this one live, but you text me about it, and I was very excited. But they're doing an Attack on Titan 3. And I've looked more of this up after you had texted me. And I was like, I wonder if they're just going to pick up where 2 left off or what. Because 2, like, you had 1 that only went up so far. And then you had 2.
Yeah, I've never played the game.
2 started at the beginning and went further. I was like, I wonder if they're going to do the same. And that's what they're doing. This is going to be the entire story. And those games are a blast to play. These are technically co-op. But I've never had anyone else that had it to play co-op.
Can I play as Levi?
Yeah, well, 100%. You got to play as Levi.
Okay. Well, that's the only person I want to play as.
Yeah. Now, some long shot announcements where they don't really have some dates for per se, but that Crossfire game that they showed the trailer for.
That game, it has a lot of possibilities.
You know what vibes I was getting from it?
Well, no.
I was getting Army of Two vibes. Like, it was...
So, I was going to say that, like, kind of like that, but because of who it is, Naughty Dog, fantastic developers. These are people that left that and then mixed with people that made COD when it was good, and now they're making this game.
Yeah.
And I still play COD. What I meant by like when COD was good before they started doing everything that they're doing now, and sometimes trying to do too much.
Yeah,
that's what these developers are. And this game, I think it has a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, and I saw some interviews. It apparently is a single player like experience. Like it's not going to be a multiplayer game. But I am curious whether it is because I very much got co-op vibes from it.
Yeah.
And when I'm saying multiplayer, I mean competitive multiplayer. So they also did Hot Wheels Infinite Rush. I don't think there was a date for that. It's very much like a Forza Horizon 6, but Hot Wheels, which I'm cool with. I played those Hot Wheel games and had a blast with them. They also announced Blood of the Dawnwalker, and then 2 that are like right up your alley with confirmed dates.
Well, we've already talked about both of these. Not today, but in this podcast because there's something to do with Star Wars. Galactic Racer. Galactic Racer actually got a date. It's in October. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the actual date.
October 6th.
I knew it was October. For some reason, I thought it was the 7th. But
yeah.
Anyways, Galactic Racer. It looks like so much fun.
Oh, man. I'm ready.
It literally, all I can think about is the old one I played on 64.
Yes.
The pod racing game on 64. Yep. That's what I think about with updated graphics. And then it's just a game. Dude, when I saw the pods crashing and blowing up and all the effects they did, I was like, okay, this is a game. I'm not going to sit there. It's not a game. And I don't think it's intended for that. It's not a game you're going to sit there and play for 2 hours.
But it's definitely hey, I've got 20 minutes to play something. Let me turn this on.
Let's run a few races and hop on here and do it, unlock it and stuff like that. Now, the other one, Zero Company. It's the tactics game that I told Chase about a lot.
That I knew nothing about until you told me, and I love tactics games.
So, me and Chase were talking about this the other day. That's the game that I am going to buy when it comes out and put a lot of time into, just because it says Star Wars. I'm not super into tactics games. I've played a couple of them that I like Pokemon Conquest was fun. I've played a lot of the Fire Emblems, stuff like that.
What upsets me about this, like I'm going to buy it because I love tactics games. The problem is the release date.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because it comes out 2 weeks before Wolverine, and there's another game that comes out right at the same time as it.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid Volume 2 collection. So I will be buying both.
We were talking about that.
But I will not be touching it. Yeah, it's going to be... But it's
that's one that Chase will fill time with when he has time.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to take a break from Metal Gear or something like that.
Those are perfect passive games. You can have the game up on a screen while
because if you can do your moves and then go do whatever you want to do, and then it'll just sit there until you get back.
Exactly. Yeah. Now the 1666 Amsterdam game, which apparently there's a demo out for. I need to look into that.
There is. I think I texted you about that.
Yeah, it's like the prologue or something like that. But
yeah, so when I first watched that game, do you know what it reminded me of? And we talked about it. The Order. A little bit.
Yes. I didn't know.
At first, I thought it was going to be like a prequel or something.
Yeah, 1870. The Order 1886 or something.
I think it's
you have the statue over there, but
yeah.
But this is the Ash Creed developers. Apparently, they've been trying to get this game off the ground for a while. I do want to check the demo out. Again, people doing demos that needs to come back 100%.
There are certain ones that I do agree with. Now, I also agree, but I agree with how you said it. It needs to be a 20, 30-minute demo. That's it.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be play it for 4 hours and then nothing progress.
Yeah, unless you progress. If you want to give us an hour or more demo, you better let me progress. That's the only thing I care about. Or give me 30 minutes just for vibes.
Yep.
Now I will say Howie was the one who told me about this one. So look, I was
moving stuff whenever this. I remember watching this and I was going to text you, but I was in the middle of carrying stuff in my house, so I didn't.
I'm not a big MMO person, but the first MMO I ever played, Howie got me on it, and I put several hundred hours into it, was Guild Wars 2. The fact they announced Guild Wars 3, that is now my timeline for upgrading my PC.
Yeah.
100%, I will upgrade my PC for Guild Wars 3.
Yeah.
No date.
I will.
But I
I will
did
say
sign
this.
up. I did sign up for Howie told me there's a beta sign up, so I did do
I
that.
figured. Well, I was going to say this is out of all of them, this has the most Scott stuff on it that I can think of.
Oh,
Between Guild Wars and then the game we're getting ready to talk about with Gundam and
yeah,
the
the dude. Yeah, I have. There's so many notes I have on here with Howie next to him. Yeah, the Gundam Rogue Orbit game.
it looked really cool.
Well, the fact that it is not, because every Gundam game is usually some kind of versus or
Yep.
competitive or whatever. This is a story linear game. And look, I know people call me a snob for it, but I watch anime dubbed. I play my anime games dubbed. The only exception is Attack on Titan does not have a dubbed update, so it's solely subbed. But the fact that this Gundam game, the trailer was dubbed, tells me the game is going to be dubbed. So I'm very excited about that, and I know Howie was fired up. And then they did show, so Shadow of the Colossus, Eco, The Last Guardian are all like massive success cult classics.
Games. Yes. The Last Guardian was a lot of fun. I remember playing through it. I remember sitting one night with Shadow of the Colossus and playing it with guy who used to work with Nick. I mean, you know who Nick is.
Oh, yeah.
So he played. That dude was cruising through the game. He'd beat it so many times. He was moving through the game.
Yeah, but Gen Atlas.
I saw this one and
Gen Atlas is the name of their next game, and it's pretty far off probably, but it also looked really good.
Yeah, it's going to be another one where like the thing about like the Shadow Colossus, Ico, and then Last Guardian.
Yeah,
is the game for. Like there's the perfect. They look good. There's the perfect amount of puzzles in it.
The scale, I mean, it's
everything
nuts.
about it.
Now, Summer Game Fests.
Every one of these is going to have one game that we were like, oh my God, we didn't expect. And it was always their closer, like it always is for every single one of these press conferences.
Dude, all of them. God of War was a surprise for State of Play. And then Summer Game Fest closed with Final Fantasy VII Revelation for a early 27 release.
Yes. With my boy. Walking out on stage. And talking about him.
And so here's the thing. I haven't finished Rebirth. And I started watching the reveal for Revelation. I stopped immediately, and I was like, you know what? Let me finish Rebirth. I don't want to watch this and potentially have some spoilers. Because, yes, I played the OG, but these are brand new games. Like, for all intents and purposes. They apparently showed 3 different things. Matt Mercer came out, who's voicing Vincent Valentine. Also, fun fact, the voice actor for Sephiroth has changed and will be Travis Willingham, which is outstanding. I'm a huge fan of that. But I know that, I mean, my phone, I had just walked in the door as this was being announced, and literally ding, 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 ding. It was just Howie. He was very excited, which makes sense. This is his...
Tifa's on screen.
This is his Metal Gear.
Tifa was there.
And Tifa was there. So I get it. I completely understand. Summer Game
Scott
Fest,
has Tifa statues. Scott has Tifa posters.
I think I got him the Tifa statue now I think about it.
Scott likes Tifa.
That's
right?
fair. That's a fair assessment. Hey, I texted him last night saying I understand, like based on where I'm at in Rebirth. But no, Summer Game Fest, their big thing was Revelation, for sure, with an early 27 release. Now, the next one that popped up was the Xbox showcase. Now, Xbox, so Summer Game Fest was on Friday mainly. They did have some stuff scattered.
This is the one that I haven't.
Xbox showcase, the Xbox showcase aired on Sunday with a Gears specific right after.
Mm-hmm.
I also have not watched all of this one.
This is the one. Now, I've seen some of the updates. I've seen the games released. I still want to go back and watch some of the stuff from it. But I was actually in the middle of watching it earlier today and got busy and just didn't get to it.
I've seen snippets kind of everything, but I didn't watch like some of the full trailers. Again, I'm a Sony fanboy at heart, but I love everything. I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, I mean, we'll save those top 3. But they announced State of Decay 3 for
that one was the one
27.
that kind of like I started watching it, man, and I don't remember if I've played State of Decay. I guess I haven't.
I
But
did when it was early access.
do you know
Way back.
what I thought it was at first? It looks like it's Left 4 Dead in third person. That is almost exactly what it looks like to me.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
I don't know because I haven't played State of Decay. Like I said, I can't give you like, hey, look, this is what the old ones were, stuff like that. But to me, I started watching it, and that's what I felt like. I felt like it was Left 4 Dead.
And I love me Left 4 Dead.
I do too, and that's what I was saying. Well, even like you had the one zombie that like blew his stomach up, and then he spit out a bunch of acid. That's the boomer.
Yeah,
or not the boomer. Is that what it's called?
I think it was the
one that spit
boomer
on you?
in Left 4 Dead. Yeah. But I know that was another wish list item I saw from some folks like leading into the event. It's like, I want to see something on State of Decay, and I was like, oh well, you got your wish. They did for the Xbox announce a remaster for Persona 4. That's coming out February 27. They also were the event that confirmed, even though it's going to be on other systems, but it was at the Xbox showcase where they confirmed Persona 6. Now, I will say that's another probably Howie focused. I know he's
for sure. That's not a me type of game. I've tried actually playing Persona. I couldn't get into it.
I have too, but the fact that the like longest narrative games in history are like 2 Persona games, and they say they take like 120 hours. Don't get me wrong, I love narrative games if the narrative can keep me. And when I've tried to play them, it just couldn't grab me very much. Now, you brought this up when we were talking about that game Ill and how it gave you Metro vibes, but they did announce
and
Metro.
Then they showed Metro.
Metro 2039 for a February 27 release date. Again, Xbox, I feel like, is very much impacted by GTA, like with their release dates. Like a lot of the things, it's like 27.
I was going to say, too, like they like the first, they have like what we haven't talked about it yet. We will in a second. It's coming out. There's 2 games that I can think of that are coming out this year, and everything else is 27.
Yeah, they are very heavily impacted by it. The new Spyro game that got announced was also super exciting. No date except for early 27. I love
new Spyro. Yeah, I love Spyro.
Spyro, Crash, like our new age platformers. Like I'm a big fan of those.
Well, it's another game where you can, for the most part, just turn your brain off and mess around, run around and do stuff.
Exactly. Now, I will say I was pretty fired up when they showed that Xbox 25th Series X console.
I told you, I don't have, that's the only console. I buy consoles. I almost always buy a console when it releases. I do.
I'm the same way.
Xbox is the only one, and that's because I have a PC.
So what's the point?
And the way they're doing stuff now, everything is releasing on PC on Game Pass pretty much simultaneously.
Yeah, I bought a Series X on launch. Unfortunately, the network card and the fan went out, and I was not about to pay those inflated prices, so I have a Series S, which is fine. I'm able to play these things on my Series S just fine. Yeah, I don't get into the I gotta have this specific frame rate and blah blah blah. My Series S runs just fine. But I'll tell you what, if they didn't have the inflated prices of the Series X's right now, I'd probably think really really hard about that console.
I told you, I thought about it. This console. It's beautiful, man.
Oh man!
You know what's funny is we were talking about this the other day. The old, because I have the green 64 like that.
Oh
like
yeah,
the see-through green 64, and that's what it is. It's the green see-through.
Well, yeah, they did the Halo Edition original Xbox was that see-through green.
Yep, was that see-through green. So it looked really good. Now this is also where we got COD.
Yep,
because
Modern Warfare 4.
They own Activision now. So
and look, like I love COD campaigns. I'll say that. The fact that we got Price coming back is kind of nice. The multiplayer will be what it is.
Well, did you see the gameplay where they were climbing up like light poles and stuff?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Now, but the thing is though, like that's something that people do now because they toss the gun around and they will climb up something on the side of a building. That's something that things do. But to do that in a video game, one that actually is probably really hard to like create.
Oh yeah,
Because the way that you climb it, it's not like climbing a ladder. Like the way, like it's hard to create, but to be able to do it like the way that they did it, it looks really like. I mean, I don't know. I think it looks cool.
Now,
I enjoy it.
My whole thing with COD, and I did a TikTok about this, but I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that at this event, okay, Xbox announced that, and we're going to talk. We'll get to it, but like Gears E Day is going to be an Xbox console exclusive. Now, Wayne, for clarification, Xbox console exclusive. It will still be on PC. I'm just giving you a little crap there. But they also announced this new Magicians game that's a new IP, and Clockwork Revolution new IP, also Xbox console exclusive.
Did they do? I didn't know they did Magicians. I knew Clockwork was.
Yeah. So the thing is, the only reason that console, I feel like the debate for God of War Lao Fei could be a whole episode, and exclusivity could be a whole episode. But I just want to get this out there in the event that I'm right in the next couple years. If Xbox is very obviously going back to exclusivity, I'm calling it right now. Call of Duty will move to Xbox and PC only in the next 2 years. Like these games, Gears, is Magicians IP, Clockwork Revolution.
Well,
these are not going to sell consoles. Like
and this is the other thing we were talking about too. If they're going to continue to do console exclusives, Xbox originally stated that they weren't going to make another console.
Right. Now they are.
Now this definitely shows that they're going to be making another console.
Well, yeah, they've confirmed that Project Helix, so they are working on another console.
I didn't know that. Did they do that at that press conference? Is that something that I just haven't seen yet?
No, it was right after the new CEO came in.
I gotcha.
So,
but that's the thing. Like, so they are doing another console now. So if they're going console exclusives, they're trying to do it for that reason. And now I haven't. Those are two games that I haven't seen yet. So I like I said, I want to go back and see those.
Most of those, what I've seen, I got from TikTok short form, but I do need to watch the full reveals of those.
Those are the two games. Actually, I think I got to the part where I saw everything but those two games.
Yeah. Now, they also had a couple other just quick ones before we get to their big threes, but Crazy Taxi World Tour, I think that has the potential to be hella fun as well. Another quick pick-up play for a little bit. I loved Crazy Taxi back on the Dreamcast. But then also Minecraft Dungeons 2. And that actually has like a super soon release date. It's going to be coming out on, let's see here. It's very soon, I was surprised. September 29th. So another September game. That was another great fun. It's like if you like Diablo kind of dungeon crawler, but Minecraft, it was a good time. But their big three, the three things that Microsoft covered. You had Gears of War E-Day, which also had its whole own event after the showcase, with a release date of October 6th. But the big thing that came with that was the fact that it was going to be an Xbox console exclusive. We got Gears of War Reloaded on PS5, and they had originally announced E-Day coming to PS5. No, not anymore. It's going to be an Xbox console exclusive. The game looks great. Like, I'm not a huge Gears fan. I did replay Reloaded when it came on PS5, and I had played at least 1 through 3. Fun, great games, I will say when I posted the TikTok about exclusivity and all of that, I referenced Wayne and said, look, when the biggest Gears fan that I know says they wouldn't justify buying a console for something, then Rob swooped in. It was like, first off, he is not the biggest Gears fan you know. And I'm like, that's actually probably a good point. Rob is obviously the biggest Gears fan that we know.
Rob has bought more. Rob literally, when
he didn't he have the Lancer, the big Lancer?
No, he bought 2 consoles so he could open one and keep one sealed.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, he is the biggest Gears fan.
And he bought the Lancer. He spent, when Gears of War, I know he listens to this, so he will probably message us about this.
I'm sure.
I don't remember if it was Gears of War 2 or 3. It was 3. It almost had to be.
Probably,
I think it was Gears 3.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't remember which one came out with the Xbox. Gears 2 or Gears 3. He legitimately bought 2 systems,
I think
2 collector's editions.
I think he bought 2 of everything.
Oh, no, that's what I'm getting at, because I rang him up. He bought 2 systems, 2 collector's edition games. He bought a Lancer. He bought 2 special edition guides. He bought, and there was something else that released with it that he bought.
Oh yeah, it didn't surprise me.
He spent like, I want to say he spent like $1,500 on that Gears.
Just on Gears, that doesn't surprise me. But that was Xbox's kind of biggest thing. But they also did a lot of showcase for Halo, and including showing.
But that's not even the best thing that they showed.
Now, for me, it was
not for me.
Yeah, for me, the fact they showed everything with Halo. They showed the prequel missions where you get to play as Johnson and all that.
That was cool,
and that it is still coming to PS5, which to me makes no sense.
I knew that was coming. The thing is, it's already too close to coming out,
and that's fair. But what is going to be annoying for me? It'll be fine. I'll deal with it. But they're going. I've thought about this, but I've thought to myself, there's no way they release this one and then they don't release the Halo 2 and the Halo 3 remakes that have been confirmed also on PS5. But no, Gears. They released the first one and now they're like, nope, no more. It's going to be exclusive. So what irritates me with this?
Well, you know what that does is you have people that are playing this game on a console,
and then they're gonna
and they're like, "I love this game," and it's like, "Well, now we're bringing this out, but it's not going to be on PlayStation." It's like, "Oh,
exactly."
So I have to buy the other console? That's what it is.
Yeah, it's obviously a marketing ploy, but the Halo was the biggest thing for me. But I assume by you saying it wasn't the biggest, that this next one was for you.
That I saw, Fable looked good.
And
Fable
look, I'm hyped for Fable 2. I'm definitely hyped for Fable 2. As Fable,
and they gave a hard date on it.
Fable also.
It wasn't just 2027.
Yeah.
It was a hard date. It was February 20. Did you have that one written down?
It was.
It's February. It's like, I think it's the 20. It's 20 something.
It is February 23rd.
So they gave a hard release date on it now.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Well, and this one they very much released and said, like without saying it, that they were avoiding GTA. Like that's why they pushed it to February.
Yeah.
And the fact that Haley Atwell, I guess, is the villain. It's so funny. I put in our notes Agent Carter, but it's because I couldn't think of the actress's name when I typed these notes. But Haley Atwell, she was also in the new Mission Impossible movies.
Fantastic.
Oh, love it. Absolutely. But they're big 3 without a doubt. Halo, Fable, and Gears. It's like, take me back to 2007. We're basically seeing the same things from back then, you know. Now, the last thing that was covered, so we talked about State of Play, we talked about Summer Game Fest, we talked about Xbox. The last one came out.
Was the one that we didn't expect. Actually, we did expect.
Yeah, we expected, but it was short notice. So, of course, you're listening to this on the 16th or later, but we're recording this on the 9th, which was the day of the Nintendo Direct.
Now, this was probably my favorite press conference out of all of them, simply because I play my Switch more than I play anything now.
That is true. Now, I'm going to tell you, though, that so the Direct was about 55 minutes. Personally, 45 of it was like super mid for me. And I hate to use a Gen Z term by saying mid.
I think there was enough. The thing about this, and I texted Wayne and told him about that. I made this comment to Wayne about it. I think I had talked to you about it. Do you want to know what I like about what Nintendo did versus what everyone else did? There was 3 games, I think, that they talked about that didn't come out this year.
Yeah, that is true. They did definitely.
They did a Direct for games that are releasing this year.
That is true.
They always do one later in the year. Like they have games. Like they didn't even talk about Pokemon Wind and Waves at all.
Yeah.
Like they didn't say a single thing about it. You know.
Well, and yeah, the only thing Pokemon related from today was the Pokopia updates, which I am fired up for.
Which we will get to all of that in a second, but. just the thing about Nintendo, even their biggest announcement that came, well, no, Wayne will say first. It'll be their second biggest announcement. There was something else that was shown that I will talk about that is definitely their favorite, my favorite thing that was announced today. But everything that they showed, except for literally, I think you literally have. There's 1, 2.
Yeah, this
3
this list is obviously
this
this list is super long because I literally watched it live and I just typed every name that popped up. So we will likely.
But I did the same thing with the PlayStation.
Yeah, we will likely rapid fire some of these because these are games.
There's some that aren't like whatever.
Yeah,
but let's just get it. But I'm just saying, like, they have. This is a this year.
Oh yeah, no. You're right. I mean, when I've got the dates jotted down
that's what
here,
I'm meaning.
And I mean, they had some things that already exist that are coming out on the Switch 2. Like the fact that, or were announced. Like they're getting the new Onimusha. Like Capcom obviously loves the Switch. Mm-hmm. Like every game they're releasing, so Onimusha they're releasing included.
And to be completely honest,
plays great.
They played really well on it.
Yep.
Like I text you. What did I text you about about Onimusha earlier?
I have no idea.
Do you remember? I was like,
"Oh, you're gonna get on the Switch."
I literally said, "I'm getting on the Switch."
Yeah,
like the portability of the Switch makes it to where
and consistency.
I am okay taking a little bit of hit on graphics just so I can go anywhere that I want with it and be able to play it.
Exactly, and I mean, they also announced, Stellar Blade that we had talked about the sequel on PS5. Stellar Blade's coming to the Switch too. Devil May Cry, they're doing a release on the Switch 2. Lies of P is also going to be coming. So there's a bunch of games like that. Metaphor Ray Fantasio. Like these are games that already kind of exist, but now that the Switch 2 hardware can support, and you're right, they're all coming out this year. Some of them came out today.
That's what I loved about the Direct.
We
watched all these other ones to me, and I'm not saying they're not good. They were fantastic. State of Play, fantastic. Even like the Summer Game Fest. Like I said, I haven't seen all the Xbox one, but the game releases, they're pretty dope.
Oh, like they did some drops for today too. Like some of this Pocopia stuff dropped today.
And that's what I'm getting at. Like
the Devil May Cry
stuff that launched today.
Yeah, the Devil May Cry Ultimate Edition. You can go and buy it right now.
Which we'll get to it in a minute, but the Kingdom Hearts now. The demo dropped today.
Which I queued up that download right before we started. By the way,
I'm going to whenever we're done here. I've been a little busy today.
But the Rhythm Heaven Groove game, I will say, opening with that was that kind of led to my nervousness for the Direct. I was like, okay, you're starting here.
They made up for it.
They did. I will say I had forgotten about it, but you and I both talked about it being one of our anticipated games, so we will have to get it. But Orbitals,
yes, because Orbitals is a game that. Once I get settled in our new house and stuff, you can come over, we'll chill on the couch, and we'll just play through it.
Oh, 100%. Comes out.
That's what we'll do.
Comes out September 3rd. You can do game share. We won't have to buy 2 copies in the grand scheme.
Nope.
But that was one that I completely forgot. Like, when I've looked at my slew of games coming out this year, completely forgot about Orbitals.
Yeah, Orbitals is one now. We won't be playing it on launch. There's too much coming out right then.
Oh, dude, straight up.
I'll be playing Star Wars. You'll be playing
Metal Gear, Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah, so we won't be playing it on launch, but we will be playing it.
Now, I gotta ask, because you've watched it. I haven't. What did you think of that One Piece cooking game? Grand Gourmet.
I mean, it's one of them. It's one of them you will play on your you'll have it on your Switch. And, Chase does this thing where he plays 4 games at once sometimes.
That's true.
That'll be one of them that you'll have.
That is a
you
perfect.
Can passively play it.
That is a perfect passive cozy game. I haven't even watched One Piece, and I'm like,
Wayne's a big One Piece guy, so I want him to get it. Which Wayne hasn't watched the Direct either. At least he hadn't when I talked to him last. So
aside from spoiling it for you, but
yeah, that was another thing. But it is what it is.
Now so the Pocopia stuff. They've got free content coming out in August. They've got the expansion pass that dropped today with a whole new town.
Well, I was going to bring up on that.
The expansion pass dropped today, but the bubble town doesn't come out, I think, till August. But
Yes. You can buy the expansion pass, but the first city doesn't come out.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
So I will bring this up. And I was talking to Wayne about this. So they're making it to where they're giving you a new move. You can dive, so you can go underwater and you can do stuff now, right?
Yes.
So now you can go the beach world. There's a whole new area of that to explore. Same with the first world.
Yeah.
There's a whole new area for you to explore. It changes things completely.
Yeah. And what sucks is with everything coming out, I probably won't dive back into Pokopia, but it's always something I'm going to go back to. Now, I know you mentioned you had played these. I have not played them, despite them being, at least this one, tactics games, but Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave, 9/17, another September release.
Well, and I will say, you're gonna be very upset with me for this one, but I will probably prioritize most of what I do off of it being a portable game.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of my September is going to be like, I'll probably get Fire Emblem. I will probably get, I don't know if I'll dive into Pokopia, but like a couple of these games that are coming out, like I will probably just prioritize the Switch games.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's just how, just with the way I'm able with the boys and everything, like that's just what I'm going to do.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. 100%.
So,
they did announce a couple things related to Donkey Kong, which I found to be interesting. Challenge event to get like digital rewards and stuff.
That was cool. I mean, it was something that was cool. Like I remember, I typed it. Actually, I think it started today.
It did, and then same thing with the Bonanza DLC. That they're doing it like in waves, and it started today, which I still need to beat Bonanza. But
Bonanza was a good game.
The DLC was cool to see though, because it's like a Mario collab. So
all it is
really
cool. The DLC's already out. It's just entries into it.
Yeah.
So it just makes it to where you can. It's like new costumes and like now you can find mushrooms around the places, and so it's a cool little thing.
They did announce, so kind of in line with the One Piece 2D cooking game, they announced that Jujutsu Kaisen like 2D Survivor like
it
Royale
almost
game.
Looks like Binding of Isaac.
Yeah,
is how it plays.
Yeah, like
it's
a
Binding of Isaac
roguelike kind of thing.
Gameplay. Yeah,
yeah. It was giving me roguelike / like Dynasty Warriors vibes. Mm-hmm. Like,
it was really cool. Like I liked. It was a cool concept, but it's one of them. Again, you can hop on. You know, you play Tetris every night. You could play this every night for a little bit, and then. Dude,
that's true. Actually, I haven't played Tetris in a while. Now that you said that,
but you know what I mean.
Like, 100%.
Like, just hop on, play a game or two, kill the last 30 minutes before you go to bed, and go to bed.
Yeah.
So
now I hate that I haven't played these, but the fact that these are coming out means I will probably buy them and play them at some point. But
and again. It came out today.
Yep, the Xenoblade Chronicles, the full-blown Switch 2 versions for 1, 2, and 3. And like you said, 1 dropped today, on the 9th. And then 2 is dropping on June 30th, and then 3 is dropping on 12/1. So that's 3 games in 26 that they announced. In addition to Xenoblade Genesis, a new Xenoblade Chronicles game coming out. It said 27. These I feel are going to be ones I probably won't buy this year, but considering how heavy 26 is and hopefully they loosen up a little on 27, I can go back and play these.
Yeah, well, and I brought it up to you. You know, we brought it up a couple times here, and it's like there's a lot of games like I want, but I want to wait for it. I'm kind of waiting for them to like go on sale maybe or something like that. Like, that's what they'll put a bundle of them on sale and you'll be able to get them.
Exactly, 100%.
So,
now I'm gonna tell you, I do think they milked it a little too long. But the Switch Sports Resort, I love those.
The games aren't bad. I mean, they're fun. They're the party games that you expect to have with the Switch.
I think they milked it a little too long with the whole thumb thing, but I'm still fired up for it. Like I had a blast with those
because you would lose.
I'm good at thumb war. What are you talking about? They did Star Fox. So again, talking about stuff releasing today.
They did the whole tree. A big portion of the Treehouse was about that.
The whole Treehouse, basically. But Star Fox comes out the 25th. So here soon. There's a demo out now. I also queued that up, so I'll be playing that tomorrow.
That's another one that, like, that's what I'm saying though. Like, that's why this made me so happy with the I get it. Like some of the games, they didn't show groundbreaking games the entire thing.
But it was stuff that you'll be able to get your hands on.
But this is stuff that I don't have to wait a year and a half. Yeah, I can, within the next 6 months, I can play 90% of what they showed.
Yep. Well, and this one kind of came out of left field, and Howie texted me some of the specifics around this because I wasn't entirely sure. But the Final Fantasy Resonance, the 2D HD, it is not a remake. I put the note remake because I wasn't sure. So that's a new Final Fantasy. Apparently, that mobile game he plays, Exvius or something or another, they're canceling that game. It's going away. But the character you play apparently in this is from that mobile game, and they have now made his own Final Fantasy game, basically. So it is a new game. But the art style, it's your 2D
GBA, like how you played on GBA.
Exactly.
What it is. That's what that is.
Exactly.
So that's what. But again, coming out this year in October. So
yep, and another October. Well, not October, but another 26. I don't think it had a specific date. They just said December of 2026. But that Dragon Quest Monsters game. First off, I mean, how many more people are going to dangerously knock on Game Freak and Pokemon's door?
Dragon Quest Monsters has been around forever.
No, I know.
Dragon Quest Monsters. You cannot say that about this game.
No, I know.
I remember playing a Game Boy Color game that was Dragon Quest Monsters back in the day. It was not like the Dragon Quest mainline story.
Right. Oh, no.
It was where you captured monsters and you could use them as your team. Stuff like that.
When Pal World sued Nintendo, technically they apparently...
You mean the other way around. Nintendo sued Pal World.
Yeah, but there was apparently something happened decades ago with Dragon Quest Monsters and Pokemon. It already settled and all that, and it was fine. Yeah. But I immediately thought Pokemon when I saw it because my exposure was more to Pokemon than Dragon Quest Monsters. But that's another one. December of this year.
Well, and we've talked about it a couple of times. I played Dragon Quest Reimagined earlier this year. Loved it. This has the same vibe and feel. Just the difference is you can
the mechanic around
capture monsters and stuff like that. But the gameplay for the most part, like the fights and everything, should be kind of the same. So I might be looking into it.
And Splatoon Raiders was another announcement.
I think it has capability, man. Like, I think it might be good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's another one that's July 23rd. So it's another very soon release date.
I've thought about it. I think that game has possibility. I don't know, but
yeah, it's not a console seller.
Did you ever play Splatoon?
No. I mean
Splatoon. But you don't play multiplayer games a lot.
That's what I was going to say.
Splatoon was awesome. Like Splatoon on the Wii U, fantastic.
Well, that was your Switch awesome. Before you got a Switch 2 was the Splatoon.
It was a Splatoon edition Switch. Yeah.
Now they did show more of the Duskbloods game. That's the From Software Souls-like that is exclusive to the Switch. They didn't release a date, but apparently they're doing a closed network test. This summer, which is a big deal for folks that play those games. I don't. That's obviously a Austin note too hard for Chase because I'm not going to play it. Now they did do. They again. I got nervous several times during this, like when they start saying, "Oh, Minecraft 2 Switch version coming out later in 26." It's like, dude, why are we showing all these things? Because you are obviously expecting a certain level. They did do a slew video montage of different things. The Warhammer game is coming out on.
Now, I will say though, like with that, like you brought up earlier, now that the system can finally support it, it makes sense. Now you're getting all the games, and you can still have the portability to take it wherever you want to go and play those games.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I've been a huge advocate. We've talked about it multiple times about the Portal and how much I love the Portal and how much I love being able to take it. If you have bad internet, as much as I would love it, the Portal's not great. Like, it's not. It's just not.
100%. I've responded in so many threads when people are like, "Should I get a Portal?" Da 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 da. I've dropped notes galore. Like, you need to understand your circumstances because if it's not this, you're gonna have problems. Don't buy it.
Like I've brought it up before. I played it off a hotspot. It's worked. Fantastic. Recently, I've tried to play it off a hotspot. Not as much.
You don't have the consistency. It's
not consistent. Like I played all of Yote on it, and I've played, or not all of Yote, but I played like a good 20 hours of the 60, 70 hours I put into Yote was on a Portal, and it worked.
But no, they did. So they've got a slew of video montage announcements. Warhammer, the Metal Gear Volume 2 is coming on the Switch. DayZ, the Survivor Tomb Raider, well, actually, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that dropped today. And then Final Fantasy 14 is going to come to the Switch, which I found to be interesting. I know Howie still plays that a lot. Now, I will say this. I read this before we started recording. This was not part of the announcement, but they are releasing the Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD remake, but it's the one with like the quality of life changes where like you can like speed through cutscenes, do no random encounters, and that comes out like in July as well. Now's
my time.
Yeah, their biggest thing. Now I acknowledge
now's my time.
I acknowledge the fact I'm going to give you your time. Not that you don't take it when you interrupt me anyway, but we have been going for an hour and a half at this point in time. I say that to say, we're not going to talk for 30 minutes about these two things and make this a 2-hour long episode. But their two biggest announcements. Go ahead.
So the Kingdom Hearts started off just the Kingdom Hearts trilogy remake. The big thing about this,
they were so subtle.
It was subtle, but it's not Cloud anymore. That's the big thing. The only reason I don't have, and I think I talked about it on one of the podcasts a while back, I wanted to replay through Kingdom Hearts, but I didn't want to get them on the Switch because I didn't like the Cloud thing. Exactly what we were just talking about with the Portal.
And their Cloud issues were not performing
exactly
well, if I remember
so
correctly.
If you had any type of connection issue, you weren't going to be able to play the game. That's not a thing anymore. Now it's a hard download on your system. That's the first big thing with Kingdom Hearts that I wanted to bring up. Second, like I brought up earlier, they actually have a demo for 3. Now, I believe that demo, all it is the demo,
the DLC
that released back when it came out.
Yeah,
but it's just the Switch version of it, so it's the same area basically. And I think it's Toy Story, if I remember right. But that led into, I don't know, I would say my favorite, but the next thing is also pretty big.
No,
that led into Kingdom Hearts 4.
The way they did that was
just pop it up on the screen, like, here you go. By the way, we're doing this.
Would have never expected a Nintendo Direct to get that.
That's what I said that to Wayne. I said, there is no way in this world that I would have ever, I could not have bet that, hey, Nintendo is going to get Kingdom Hearts. I would have never thought it. Now, that makes sense on why they're getting the hard copies of the trilogy.
Oh, 100%.
So, and the other thing that they're doing that is really cool with this real quick is the trilogy. If you played this cloud version, the stream version, that is going to transfer over to your hard copy of the game.
Kind of our point about demos. I was really glad to hear that for anybody who had been working on it, because I tell you right now, I'd be pissed if I had played through 2, halfway, and then they announced this, So the fact that you keep your save, but their build up to this was so
October 8th. That'll be what I play from October until, because I have 3 games to play until GTA comes out.
That's true. Yeah, because well, and that's the thing. We know there's no date for 4. Like, they have not announced a date.
It'll be late next year.
Well, again, to the fiscal year thing. If Square Enix has the same kind of thing of the general fiscal year, July 1 to June 30th, look, Final Fantasy 7 is hitting at the beginning of next year, which would be the end of their or middle or end of their fiscal year. It would make sense for Kingdom Hearts to hit late next year. That may be wishful thinking, but I think that's realistic. I think it could be the end of 27. They showed gameplay.
I brought this up. That's, again, it's the same aspect of God of War. That shows you they've been working on it.
Exactly.
So, and I don't remember the exact release. I meant to look it up before we got talking about this. from Kingdom Hearts 2 to 3, I think there was about a 10-year gap.
I think so. It was a massive.
I think there was about a 10-year gap. There's already been a 7-year gap between Kingdom Hearts 3 and now.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in.
I have 3 up if you just tell me.
Oh, 2005.
So there was a 14-year gap between 2 and 3.
And we're at what, 9 years, you said?
7.
7
because this came out in 2019.
Yeah. So it'll be Tim at the Small Time Arcade Cast that I did that episode 1.5 with, he is hands down the biggest Kingdom Hearts fan that I have ever met in my life. I have told him I will expect a full breakdown from him on everything lore-wise leading into. I'm sorry, he is a bigger Kingdom Hearts fan than you. He worked at Disney for crying out loud. But I told him, I said, I'm going to need a full breakdown of all the lore because he's posted some content and I'm like, I do not know who any of these people are that he's talking about. But
well, that's one of the things that I like about the trilogy. If they do it like I want to say they did it on the PS4 remake. They actually show the even the DS games, like you can show basically just watch all the cutscenes.
It was like a digital comic kind of thing or something. Yes, that's how I recap 358 Days Over 2, I think.
Now, moving away from Kingdom Hearts, since you want to try to we got to get this wrapped up. Who would have ever thought that they would just show a little bit of Link for an Ocarina of Time remake and say, oh, by the way, it's this year.
Dude, man, Brian and I were texting the whole time, and I know he had to be sweating bullets. Zelda is his Metal Gear or his Star Wars for you. And the fact that they showed us for 30 seconds, 40 seconds of a teaser, and then a 2026 release date, what is Nintendo cooking? And the fact that Link is a realistic Link and not the cel-shaded, not the kind of cartoony, like he has a realistic look. You know what I mean?
Do you know, I brought this up to Wayne, and I was thinking, and I may have texted you about it too. I can't remember. What does it say to you about a company when a game that came out in your favorite year of 1998?
That's right. It did come out in 98.
Can come out in 2026 with a remake, and it's going to sell consoles.
Dude.
Do you see what I'm saying? It will sell consoles. It is just.
It is a significantly more impactful reason that people listen to this podcast, because people thrive on nostalgia. Like that's what it is. Like, they are marketing this. Yes, will it expose new people to Legend of Zelda? 100%. This game ain't for exposing new people. This game is for us.
I just hope that they put it to where you can still, because they changed it, I think, in the 3DS remake to where you can't do it. I just need it to be like the N64 where you can make yourself restart the game.
What? I don't even know if I know
you can break the game. You can break the game in the water temple.
Well, to hell with the water temple.
You can break the game in the water temple where if there's a certain way, if you do it in the wrong order, you make it to where you can't get out and you're stuck and you literally have to
restart the whole game. Yeah. I think I'm going to make a deal with my niece or something and tell her if she can beat this new Zelda Ocarina of Time without using any kind of strategy guide or YouTube videos, I'll buy her a computer or something. Because I know that was the hardest game that I ever played as a kid and managed to beat, by the way. All right. I was a little more resilient when I was.
How long did it take you?
I don't know, 10 years?
6 years?
I have no idea. It took me a while.
But just the fact that I just wanted to, that was my biggest takeaway with it. There is a game that came out almost 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
But it came out almost 30 years ago, and it is going to come out with a remake in 2026, and it will sell consoles.
You know what they're going to do? This is going to release. They're going to look at GTA and do this. They're just going to give them the freaking finger. They're going to. I guarantee they release. It's going to come out in November. I bet they come out the same day as GTA, but their big thing is going to be Switch 2 holiday bundles with that game in it. That's what they're going to do.
Well, I'm just going to bring it up. I'm real glad I don't work at GameStop still.
Dude,
if that was the case.
Oh my God.
it would be a miserable day.
Oh, there is no doubt. Now, honestly, I don't think they'll do the same day as GTA, but I do think
it'll be that month. I think it'll be early November.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I think it'll be early November, and it'll be a bundle, like you said, for Black Friday.
Yep. And you know what? I could even see them pushing this even further and giving you a holiday bundle with the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time remake and Switch Sports Resort, like in the old days. Like,
yeah, well, and it's the thing is too, and they did it for a while where they gave you a code for a download of a game, and you get to pick the game.
Yes, yeah. And it could be a scenario like that. Obviously, it'll be digital codes, but
break it even more, a special edition console.
Oh, that's exactly what they're going to do. That's going to be the first special edition Switch 2 is going to be a Zelda Ocarina of Time console. I didn't even think about that.
You know what that means?
You're going to buy it. You're going to buy it, and my buddy Brian's going to be finding a way to buy it too. I'll tell you, I mean, hopefully scalpers don't ruin the experience. But I didn't think about that. You're right, though. That's what they'll do as a console.
That is the one game that has almost always got a special edition console.
Yep.
Like it didn't back in the day, but Ocarina of Time, the 3DS remake, got a gold 3DS.
Yep. You've got the Majora's Mask
is the one in my hand. It's
they did one. They did one for Breath of the Wild too, didn't they?
Breath of the Wild was the.
I'm pretty sure it had a unique Switch dock
they didn't,
and all that.
They didn't do. You could buy.
Or was it just accessories?
It was Joy-Cons. I know it was Joy-Cons because I just saw them. Actually, it's over there in that box when I was packing it.
Okay.
But they did like the Skyward Sword came with a gold special Wii Motion Plus. With it.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a game that can sell systems. It's the God of War for Nintendo.
Yes.
When Wayne texted that earlier, I was like, oh well. Good thing he's already got a Switch too, because he would have bought one to play that game.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Look, I love them all. I play them all and all of that. God of War will sell PS5s. Zelda will sell Switch 2s. Is Gears E-Day going to sell Xbox Series X's that are currently way overpriced? Probably not. I'm just saying. But
no, but if there's I don't even know. I mean, I don't even know what game they can release that would be. Now, if they pulled exclusives like we were talking about.
With Halo and Fable and COD.
Fable. I don't know, man. Fable, the way Fable looks right now, Fable has the possibility to get pulled to Microsoft.
Yeah, I think it's far enough off. I know technically it's available. Like, you can look it up on the PlayStation Store, apparently. I could see them pulling that. Like, I agree with you. Halo, they didn't pull because literally it comes out at the end of July. But yeah, I could see them. But no, I think ultimately it's going to be COD. And then, Bethesda. So when they announce Elder Scrolls 6, it'll be exclusive.
If Elder Scrolls is exclusive,
that's a console seller.
Yeah, that will be Microsoft's console seller.
So, but look, a lot of shit. State of Play, Summer Game Fest, Xbox Showcase, Nintendo Direct. Literally an hour and 41 minutes that we've been able to just talk about.
This is probably definitely our longest. This is probably definitely our longest.
It is, unequivocally. And here's the thing. You've been hanging out with us. You've been spending the last week watching TikTok or watching YouTubes of people talking about these events. And, you've hung out with us this long to hear us talk through it. Outstanding. But now we got to leave you with one thing before we jump into the save point. Austin, of everything announced across all of the things, you got to pick 5 for your top 5 announcements. What are they?
Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
So you are a fusion of Tim at Small Time Arcade Cast and Brian, because Brian would,
but I know
Kingdom Hearts and Zelda.
God of War looks fantastic. I think God of War. I'm not as big on Final Fantasy as you, Scott, stuff like that. Believe it or not, the last Ronin game, if they do it right, I think that game looks fantastic. Um, and for my fifth one, man, I'm actually really. I think the Dragon Quest game, with how much fun I had with the last one, I think I didn't even know that was coming out. So I think it might be mine. I mean,
We
I
both
put 40 something
I
hours
was
in the
gonna say
last
we
one.
put 40 plus hours in there.
So I don't know, but I don't know about my fifth one. My fifth one will be up in the air, but the four that I can tell you for sure: Zelda, God of War, Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts 4 is number one, and there's nothing even close to it. The closest one would be Zelda, but those three.
And Last Ronin.
Last Ronin. Actually, my fifth one isn't the game. My fifth one is that console.
The Series X console?
Dude.
That's fair.
I signed up for him to alert me. I want to see how much it's going to cost when it comes out.
Oh, I need to do that.
I signed up so they alerted me. But,
oh, man. I need to do that.
all right. So before we walk away, what are your 5 that they showed?
So my top 5, I'm definitely going God of War, like without a shadow of a doubt. I'm also going Last Ronin. Like I literally thought it was canceled. So the fact that it's not made me very happy. I'm going to go Halo. I am super fired up to jump into Halo, and on PlayStation just makes it. So just having that date confirmed, like I'm very excited. I am also gonna go with. Don't get me wrong, I'm fired up for. I feel like you and Tim both will murder me, but I'm not gonna put Kingdom Hearts in my top 5. But I am gonna put Zelda in their Ocarina of Time for sure. And then I'm really struggling for the 5th between Guild Wars 3 and. Based on where I am in Rebirth and how excited I am now, Revelation, I'm gonna do Guild Wars.
Well, I know Guild Wars you played a lot of.
Yeah, and I mean it was truly the first MMO that I actually got to enjoy. I didn't like the other pay to plays and their mechanics and stuff. Like Howie knew Guild Wars was going to be it, and it was.
So I just want to throw out there the whole reason Star Wars Zero Company isn't in there is. I'm not big on tactics games. The only reason I'm going to play that game is because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, if they would have showed anything on
Old Republic,
different story. It would be that in Kingdom Hearts, and then Ocarina of Time, God of War, and Last Ronin. Yeah. But I'm really excited if they do the Last Ronin right. I think it's gonna be fantastic, and I love Ninja Turtles. So
1,000%. All right, let's go ahead, jump into our save point. Man, massive episode. Massive episode.
Very long, but there was also 4 huge hour-long press conferences that we were talking about.
It is the modern day E3 that we had.
And we talked about this before. I miss E3. I loved E3 week.
Such a great experience.
So
I mean, dude, it was cool. Like when I went live for the State of Play, like people in the comments and stuff was cool. And then during Summer Game Fest, when we were texting about it, I was texting you, I was texting Brian, I was texting Howie. I mean, it was such a cool experience. There's so much shit coming out this year. Next year.
This year, man, I'm telling you, just a quick note.
Yeah, we didn't
fantastic year of gaming.
Yeah,
fantastic year of gaming.
We didn't even get to go through the list, but you could literally just to look up, and there is September, October are insane. Even ahead of that is insane. I mean, it's something.
Well, and then everything that's released up to now.
Yeah, I mean, it is dangerous to potentially say it, but I think 2026 may end up becoming one of the best years in gaming. Like up there with.
It's gonna be hard to beat Skyrim.
With 98, with 2007. Like I don't know. We'll see. But thank you all very much for hanging out with us. A very long one today.
Appreciate you staying around for this long because we've been talking a lot.
Yes. Shameless plug for anyone who wants to keep up with dates and things. This is not a sponsored thing. I just want to mention it. There's an app called Game Buddy. That's what I use to track all of my games that are coming out. Austin, I think you need to download it, man. It'll help you keep track. But it's a really cool app. I did a TikTok about it. But yes, thank you for hanging out with us. I mentioned this during our last episode. We definitely would like to do an episode at some point that is very much focused on you, the listener. So reach out to us with questions. Email midnightreleasepod@gmail.com. Any of the social medias, Discord as well. Anywhere that you can, get a hold of us. Let us know any feedback, any questions that you have about anything that we've talked about. Next week's episode, we're going to go general nostalgia on you. So we're leaving the very game-centric episode from this week, and we're kind of just throwing it back to, times that were simpler and just kind of some general nostalgic topics, if you will. What did I miss?
Nothing. You actually said the Discord. You've been good about that the last couple of weeks.
I have been. I think it's because we were recording in Discord, so I'm inevitably looking at it. So it's fresh on my mind. But
other than that, thanks again. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you listening, especially this one. Like I said, it's a long one today, but it was expected with all the press conferences. So
it was. We had a big one, and very much appreciate you hanging out with us. Hope you've got a slew of list of games that you're looking forward to for the rest of the year. And even though this wasn't particularly nostalgic, where we normally would have memories that are worth lining up for, know that there's plenty of games coming out this year that we'll be lining up for.